Back. So I know I said we were gonna go to the boss real quick, but before we do that, I was clearing to make sure I didn't miss any items, and I realized I missed a little bit of an important piece of the lore. So we're gonna run and find that. So you come down here. This guy's gonna fight this nightjar. He's gonna kick his ass, and then you'll finish him off. And you're gonna come up here, and this is where Ishin stays. You're gonna sneak along the wall and eavesdrop.
I'm concerned that the Tengu will make another appearance.
Emma,
Yes,
I imagine Genichiro will show up eventually to put it to use. The other mortal blade.
to protect Ashina, he'll abandon everything about who he is, won't he?
Yes. I expect no less from my own grandchild. However, I cannot let him use Kuro's blood. He can only swing the blade but a few more times. And when that happens, the Tengu will be no more.
But there is the other one.
You mean Sekiro? He is a sullen sort, but I can't say I detest the lad. In truth, he fascinates me.
All right, so based off that, we know that Genichiro has a mortal blade of his own, but he can only use it so much, and Ishin is planning on stopping him from using Kuro's blood if he tries to do that. So at this point, we're going to talk to everyone.
Lord Ishin disappears the moment I take my eyes off of him. He's quite a handful. Goodbye.
Is that a look of concern on your face? Emma's always telling this old bastard to stay here. So that's why I'm here.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and give him some unrefined sake.
Here. Are you offering me the sake I gave you? Delightful. I'll take it. That's the stuff. By the way, how was Genichiro?
What do you mean?
You two crossed blades, did you not?
Uh-huh. To put it simply, he was strong, and he had unusual techniques.
I see.
What exactly is the Lightning of Tomoe?
That, it's a technique belonging to Genichiro's mentor. I'll wager it was quite the sight.
His mentor?
Tomoe. There aren't many masters of the sword like her. To see her fight, it's like she's dancing. When you look into her eyes, you feel as if you're being drawn into the depths of the ocean. I was completely taken by her, and it almost killed me. I've lived a long life, but that was the closest I've come to death.
All right, and again, we're going to save the Dragon Spring sake.
Sekiro. Another time, then.
All right, now we're going to go and handle the boss. Oh, I don't know why I left. Jump back in. All right, so the next part of the game is going to be one of the options to end the game kind of prematurely. So I'm going to talk you through exactly what you need to do and what will happen if you do it. But we're going to just continue our playthrough, getting the hardest ending you can achieve. If you can achieve this one, the other ones are pretty simple. But I will make sure to show you exactly what you need to do to achieve the other ones. We're going to skip this guy. And a little bit more of the lore, kind of important cutscene.
I remember you well. I heard stories of your death, yet here you are. What are you plotting, Owl?
Plotting. I would do no such thing.
So he was supposed to be dead, and now he's not.
Now, my lord, I must ask that you accompany me. This old bird has but one desire. To protect the divine heir from those that might take his esteemed
So, the dragon's heritage has seduced you too. Then there is nothing to discuss. Take your leave.
I would, my lord, but I'm so stunned by this view. I'd like to take it in just a while longer. I'll leave when I've had my fill.
So he's basically refusing to leave Kuro, kind of keeping him hostage. We're gonna go talk to him and find out what's going on.
Father, to think you were still alive.
That was my design, but the same could be said for you. I was certain you died that night.
The power of the divine air brought me back.
That's it.
What?
The divine air's power, the dragon's blood, must be mine.
Father.
Now you see it. Remember the first rule of the code. As your father, I order you to forsake your master. From this moment, he is your master no more.
Forsake the divine air.
Listen to me, Wolf. Obey your father's command, and forsake the divine air.
Alright, so at this point, if you obey the Iron Code and you forsake Kuro, you will start what's called the Shura ending of the game, where you will help your father kidnap Kuro, and then you will have to fight Emma, and then you'll have to fight Lord Ishin, and after that, the game will conclude with what is considered the evil ending. Sekiro will go crazy, turn into a demon of hatred, and basically become a demon of Shura, and that's one way to end the game. Or you break the Iron Code, which we're going to do, and stay loyal to Kuro.
What? A shinobi, showing the likes of compassion. Unthinkable. Such a miserable display.
And again, another cool cutscene.
Why, boy? Why can't you understand your father's will? Have you forgotten the shinobi code?
A code must be determined by the individual. This is what I've decided. Just as my master did.
Alright, so we're going to see a familiar scene play out here, kind of like Harada Estates after we defeated Lady Butterfly. Only this time, we were ready for it.
Seems you've grown. You've just a little.
So, plot twist, Owlfather is the one who tried to kill you at Harada Estates. And now we're going to commence with the Owlfather fight. I'm not going to use any Divine Confetti or Sugars. I'm going to show you guys how to just beat them the old-fashioned way. And if we die, we'll just skip the dialogue and get back to it. Let me make sure I have all the right items. Alright, don't need this, don't need this. Let's get our pellets. And Moral Draw. Alright, so the Moral Draw will hit his health even when he is not, even when he's blocking, because he can deflect. He is a shinobi, and he will throw shurikens. And those little smoke bombs right there, if you stand in them, they will make it so you cannot heal. But with projected force, you can always return back anything that you deflect with the umbrella, which is why it was important for us to pick that up. So every time he does a jumping slash, what we're going to do is we're going to deflect it with the umbrella. And every time he does that, you can sidestep and then get in a free hit. Alright, so sorry if I stopped talking a little bit during the fight, but this is not a very easy fight in the game. This is considered one of the harder bosses. He has a very large health pool and he can kill you pretty quickly, so send it back to him, do a lot of health damage. help break his posture. If you're super confident, you can just completely ignore the smoke bombs, and it will help you with just getting a lot of health damage, because you can attack them 3 or 4 times through the smoke bomb. Injected force. Keep pushing. And time your deflects perfectly so he doesn't posture break you. Side step and do what you gotta do. Here we go. Projected force. Boom. Phase 1, Owl Father, done. Going into phase 2.
Wait, please.
Alright, so as you walk up, he's gonna do his smoke bomb thing and try to sneak attack you. So now he basically unlocked the smoke bomb ability and a poison ability. So anytime he throws a poison, just back out of it. Again, he's a shinobi, so he does fight with some underhanded tricks. But same principles apply. He can break your posture, so make sure you're getting those deflects off. And then as soon as he does the smoke bomb, you can lock back onto him if you're looking in his direction. So just do a quick pan while he's doing it, and you should be okay. Go ahead and deflect that one. I wasn't ready for the... Basically what we're trying to do is bait out a couple very specific attacks. Notably the overhead slash that he does from jumping. Alright, so we just got hit with the smoke bomb, so we cannot heal for about 30 seconds. So very important to deflect properly. Boom. And you can see that does a ton of damage to his health. Now he got us there. Boom. Now you can use the Mortal Draw if needed, but it's hard to find a good time to use it. So I'll show you a good window. Now we got our Healing Gourd option back. That would have been a good time to use it. Again, projected force. Boom, send it back. Alright, phase 2 complete. Owl Father down.
You taught me well.
That's my boy.
Alright, so that's Owl Father. That was almost the perfect run. I think he only hit me once. So that was actually pretty nice. Alright, so Memory of a Great Shinobi. The Great Shinobi Owl was foster father. And we got the Aromatic Branch, which is the Everblossom is a Sekiro tree, as such is ripe with nostalgia. Sekiro would have likely gazed upon this branch when it once bloomed, reminded of home, one of the incense ingredients sought by the divine heir for the immortal severance. So that's why Sekiro said that smell was familiar, because Owl Father is the one who destroyed the tree. Pretty simple boss fight though, especially if you have the umbrella. Just kind of time your deflecting well, and you will get through it no problem. We're going to come up here and talk to Emma.
There is something I would like to ask you.
Yes, what is
The
it?
sakura tree behind the castle.
You mean the Everblossom? It is a sakura tree that Lord Takeru brought from his homeland.
So it's a sakura tree from the divine realm.
Yes, it's quite a mysterious one at that. It was constantly in bloom, even outside of spring. However, the Everblossom no longer exists. It withered away.
Why?
There was a person who cut off a branch and took the flowers from the tree. Without its flowers, the
He's talking about Owl Father here.
Everblossom was unable to survive. Eventually, the entire tree was lost. Master Wolf, it looked your... Please. Goodbye.
All right, so at this point, there's going to be a whole bunch of lore talking, and it's going to run our video really long. So what we're going to do is go ahead and end this one. But yeah, Owlfather is a crucial point in the game. It's the true midway point where things are going to start heading towards the end game. So before you go into Owlfather, I suggest doing quite a bit of farming and getting up all the prosthetic tools you think that you're going to need for the end of the game. Just to show you what I want to complete that is left. We have a couple of the monk one, I forgot what they're called, but basically what we picked up in the Senpo Temple, a couple more of those abilities. I want to pick up one or two more of those, and then there's like two more combat arts that are kind of important. So we'll do some farming to get those done by the end of the game, and we go into the last boss fights fully equipped for whatever they might throw at us. So I'll catch you guys on the next episode, and we'll move on with the story. Take it easy.